I've been loving these new cards that Modern Horizons 3 brought to Commander. I do have some questions on how some cards would interact with each other, kind of like a Magic the Gathering riddle.
I guess that sounds fun. What cards do you need help working out?
Let me paint the board state for you. On the table there's a Darksteel Monolith. Once each turn you may pay 0 rather than pay the mana cost for a colorless spell you cast from hand. A Mirage Mirror, which has pay 2, mirror becomes a copy of target artifact, creature, enchantment, or land until end of turn.
Is that it? That's a pretty straightforward interaction.
Also on the table is an Echoes of Eternity. If a triggered ability of a colorless spell you control or another colorless permanent you control triggers, that ability triggers an additional time. It also has whenever you cast a colorless spell, copy it.
This riddle also has Ulalek in it, doesn't it?
You And Ulalek fused Atrocity. Whenever you cast an Eldrazi spell, you may pay 2 colorless mana. If you do, copy all spells you control. Then copy all activated and triggered abilities you control. Ulamog the Defiler is cast using Darksteel Monolith. What happens? I'll make it easy for you. You only have 4 open colorless mana, and you use 2 of it to change your Mirage Mirror into another Echoes of Eternity. With 2 Echoes of Eternity on the table, 1 real and 1 from the Mirage, we cast Ulamog using Monolith, paying 0 mana. Ulamog is cast and placed on the stack. Ulamog is seen by both Echoes and Mirage Echoes, since both see a colorless spell being cast and make a copy of each. Also, each Echoes will see each other and make that happen again. Ulalek's ability will trigger and will happen twice more due to both Echoes of Eternity triggering and seeing each other. Ulamog's cast trigger will be seen by both, and both Echoes will see that too. So thanks to your scenario, the stack is a little bit messy, but I'll break it down for you. Thank you. I'm just along for the ride. The stack is going to look like this. Ulalek Mirror Echoes trigger from Echoes. Ulalek Mirror Echoes trigger. Ulalek Echoes trigger from Mirror. Ulalek Echoes trigger. Ulalek Original trigger. Mirror Echoes Ulamog cast from Echoes. Mirror Echoes Ulamog cast trigger. Mirror Echoes Ulamog spell from Echoes. Mirror Echoes Ulamog spell. Echoes Ulamog cast trigger from Mirror, Echoes Ulamog cast trigger, Echoes Ulamog spell from Mirror, Echoes Ulamog spell, Ulamog original cast trigger, Ulamog original spell. Don't forget to pay the remaining 2 mana for Ulalek's ability. Of course, I'd hate to forget not to include that. With the 2 remaining colorless mana, pay for the 1 Ulalek trigger from the Mirror Echoes from Echoes, so the stack will look like this. Ulalek Mirror trigger, Ulalek Echoes trigger from Mirror, Ulalek Mirror trigger, Ulalek Original trigger, Mirror Echoes Ulamog cast trigger from Echoes, Mirror Echoes Ulamog cast trigger, Mirror Echoes Ulamog spell from Echoes, Mirror Echoes Ulamog spell, Echoes Ulamog cast trigger from Mirror, Echoes Ulamog cast trigger, Echoes Ulamog spell from Mirror, Echoes Ulamog spell, Ulalek Mirror Echoes trigger, Ulalek Echoes trigger from Mirror, Ulalek Echoes trigger, Ulalek Original trigger, Mirror Echoes Ulamog cast trigger from Echoes, Mirror Echoes Ulamog cast trigger, Mirror Echoes Ulamog spell from Echoes, Mirror Echoes Ulamog spell, Echoes Ulamog cast trigger from Mirror, Echoes Ulamog cast trigger, Echoes Ulamog spell from Mirror, Echoes Ulamog spell, Ulamog original cast trigger, Ulamog original spell. Since we don't have any more open mana, we can fizzle out, or you could just remove those remaining Ulalek triggers, but I think you did a good job. I hate these cards. This is it. No more Ulalek, no more Echoes. That's all she wrote. I'm done with these cards.